That's got the entire East Coast on high alert this afternoon as Hurricane Erin makes its closest approach over the next 24 hours or so. Stateside, we are seeing a blitz of extreme waves and strong winds, prompting officials to shut down beaches and declare rip current warnings and more in affected areas. Over in North Carolina, the worst of it will come overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. The closest approach is probably somewhere right around daybreak through 8 a.m. A state of emergency is active as they prepare for waves. It could be up to about 20 feet. Fox Weather Meteorologist Steve Bender, he's in Wrightsville Beach for us. Steve, what's the scene been like for you? Because we spoke with their rescue team earlier this week. On Monday, there was 6 rescues. That was to start the week. And those numbers have gone down, thankfully, because fewer folks are making that decision to get in the water.
Yeah, it's been really tough, Ian, because the weather itself is inviting, right? You want to get to it. There's the water, though, that is so threatening. I'll tell you this. You and I have been talking the last 48 hours from northern Florida, St. Augustine. Tonight, we're in Wrightsville, of course, anticipating the wave interaction. What I noticed different here, still very warm and humid, the wind really light right now. And so it's inviting you to get out towards the beach. It's been very windy out in Florida. Notice the waves. They're starting to come in. We're about just over an hour away from high tide. You can see here at the beach, we got the Jesus, the rock right here in the sand, and then you got the pier. We're going to be out there later on. Our show comes on right after yours, and we'll be up there on the pier showing you as high tide comes in, because we are expecting these waves to really enhance during that high tide. We are looking at potentially some coastal erosion here. You'll notice, though, beyond where those waves are breaking, that's where the surfers are kind of hanging out right now, waiting for those green waves, staying away from the whitewash right here in the foreground. But to your point, right, you were talking to Ocean Rescue earlier this week. We actually have him on tonight, too. He's going to meet us in person to talk more about what they had seen going through that process of a water rescue. But listen to Ocean Rescue here from Wrightsville, what they had to say from earlier in the week.
Rip currents are extremely strong. They're, very prevalent throughout the stretch of beach. So it's just very dangerous time this week to be in the ocean. So, if you're looking to go out and swim, we highly advise you not to get in the ocean.
And Ian, what makes rip currents so dangerous and sometimes life-threatening is you can't see them, right? If we look out there, you can see the rough surf and the surfers, right? But you don't see that undertow of the current. We do have some visuals that were posted by the National Weather Service in Wilmington. They did a drone shot yesterday. And from that vantage point, you can actually see all of the sand get taken out. And it looked like it was about 60 to 70 yards away from the shore itself. So it shows you a very strong pull that takes you back out into the water. Now you'll notice right now, as it's nice and gloomy out right now, temperature still into the lower 90s, we do have families all up and down the beach. So people are taking an opportunity to get out, maybe do one last stroll before, as you had mentioned, we get into the thick of it tonight. My big concern, and Ian, I know all of us have been talking about it, the massive size of Erin as it continues to grow, throwing all that energy on shore, never allows that salt water to really release. Once we get that onshore flow, it could be stuck here for a while. We've already seen the impacts north of us in the Outer Banks. Here it's been relatively quiet, but we know that's going to change in a matter of hours.
Yeah, Steve, I'm just glancing down at the discussion, and right to your point, verbatim from the National Hurricane Center, Erin is an unusually large hurricane for hurricanes north of 30 degrees north latitude. Its tropical storm force wind radii, it's in the 75th percentile. So the top quarter right there for size of Atlantic hurricanes. That's a big one, and with that, some of the impacts you were mentioning. That's Steve Bender in North Carolina. Steve, we'll see you at the top of the hour. Looking forward to it. Thank you.